and gentlemen, please welcome the 59th Superintendent of the United States Military Academy, Lieutenant General Robert L. Caslen, Jr.
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Secretary, General Milley, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course the great class of 2016, good morning and welcome to West Point. What a great day here at the world's premier leader development institution. This week started out on the cooler side, felt more like January than May, but between the G3 and the chaplain, we got ourselves a beautiful day for graduation, so thank you all for being here. So you may recall that at last year's graduation ceremony, our guest speaker serenaded the class of 2015 with a few bars of Sinatra, a graduation karaoke of sorts. And it left such a lasting impression that I was asked to do it this year. And while I was a little flattered, even to be considered, the hard truth is that while I have many talents, singing just isn't one of them. Drive a Harley across Michie Stadium, I'm in. Order a ping pong ball assault on Annapolis, call me. Kill a deer barehanded, I'm your guy. But sing, not so much. So class of 2016, ladies and gentlemen, I leave the graduation karaoke in the capable hands of others. I know you're disappointed, but believe me, I'm doing you all a favor. Consider it my graduation gift to you all. Before we begin, let me just take a moment to acknowledge our distinguished guests who are with us on the dais. This morning's graduation speaker, the 47th Vice President of the United States, the Honorable Joe Biden. The 22nd Secretary of the Army, the Honorable Eric Fanning, and the 39th Chief of Staff of the United States Army, General Mark Milley. I'd also like to acknowledge 4 members of the class of 1966 who are with us this morning as bartenders. The Honorable Michael Wynn, former Secretary of the Air Force, retired Lieutenant General George Crocker, former Commanding General of the 82nd Airborne Division, and First Corps, and retired Colonel Johnny Cavori and Mr. Robert Creasy. I want to take a special and thank them very much for the work that they do and the support that they've given over the last 4 years. I also at this time want to extend a special welcome to the parents, the grandparents, the families and friends of our graduates, and to say thank you. Every graduate here this morning will tell you that their 4 years at West Point were without a doubt some of the most challenging experiences of their lives. And they succeeded. And a huge part of their success is thanks to your love and support and encouragement and motivation. So thank you very much for your continued support in helping your cadets to get here, to stay here, and to make it to the end. So class of 2016, would you please join me and stand in a huge round of applause for your families and friends here today, and to thank them for all their support for you. Please be seated. Class, be sure to thank them again after the ceremony. And I'll tell you one last time, something I've told you on a number of occasions during your time here. Write to your parents, call them, email them, FaceTime, or Skype them. Whatever you do, stay in touch with them. They will continue to be a source of support and encouragement for you as you leave here and head to the field. And Mom and Dad, feel free to remind your soon-to-be lieutenant that one of their last final orders was to stay in touch with you from their superintendent. For the great class of 2016, Today you become lieutenants in an Army that is the best trained, the best equipped, battle hardened after more than a dozen years of battle. And today you also become members of the profession of arms, servants to the nation, and of course members of the Long Gray Line. 50 years ago, as the class of 1966 was preparing to graduate, our nation was sending a buildup of troops to South Vietnam. In the minds of those cadets from a half century ago was the understanding that they would be sent overseas to lead America's soldiers and fight in Vietnam. In fact, 579 graduates of the class of 66, 98% of them would see service in Vietnam. And while they understood what awaited them on graduation, they did not know what history would demand of them. The class of 66 would not only fight communist aggression in Vietnam, they would also stand in the gap against the Soviet Union during the Cold War, see action in Panama, Bosnia, and the Middle East. They would go on to lead our Army, our armed forces, and even our nation. They would become leaders in technology, business, government, and academia. They had no idea what history had in store for them, but they rose to the challenge. When you came here to West Point in the summer of 2012, our nation was still at war. Each of you knew full well that you would join an army of war and be sent in harm's way to lead a complex and uncertain operating environment in numerous places around the globe. But despite the dangers and challenges of an uncertain world, you chose to come here with a deep desire to serve, to stand for something much larger than yourselves. And like those from the past generations, you chose to stand in the gap and protect and defend our nation and our way of life that would threaten it. So today we pass the torch of leadership to you, the class of 2016. In a little while, you'll take the oath to support and defend the Constitution and go forth to lead our Army with honor and distinction. General Dempsey was always fond of saying, "Make it matter," which is the last thought